What if the entire universe, every star, every tree, every thought was not made of matter, but of mind? What if what you call reality was not something you observe, but something you're creating? Every second, this is not science fiction. It is not wishful thinking. It is one of the oldest and most guarded truths whispered across time by mystics, sages, and initiates of the mystery schools. The all is mind. The universe is mental. Long before modern psychology tried to decipher the inner workings of consciousness, ancient civilizations had already mapped the invisible currents of thought that flow through the cosmos. From the temples of Kemet to the scrolls of Hermetic wisdom, a single idea has echoed through the ages. Reality is not outside of you, it begins within. Every external condition, every life circumstance is but a mirror of the mind. Your mind, the collective mind, the infinite mind. This isn't merely philosophical poetry. It's a key that, when truly understood, can unlock the doors to personal transformation, manifestation, and spiritual power. You are not a passive observer in a predetermined world. You are a living conduit of creation, shaping your life with each thought, each belief, each whisper of imagination. In this video, we will travel through the corridors of ancient knowledge and esoteric philosophy to uncover the hidden force that underlies all existence. The Law of Mentalism, the first and foundational principle of Hermetic teaching. You will discover how ancient sages viewed reality not as a fixed material structure, but as a living, breathing, conscious field. We'll explore how this law functions, how it has been revered throughout history, and most importantly, how you can use it to reshape your inner world and, by extension, your outer life. So prepare yourself, because once you understand the Law of Mentalism, you can never again say, "That's just the way things are." You'll begin to see that everything around you started as a thought, and that every thought you hold is a seed of reality waiting to bloom. To understand the Law of Mentalism is to step beyond the surface of modern thought and descend into the deeper layers of ancient wisdom, a place where reality was not dissected by microscopes, but perceived through the disciplined vision of the soul. The earliest record of this profound principle lies in the enigmatic teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, a legendary figure regarded as a fusion of the Egyptian god, Thoth, and the Greek Hermes. In the sacred Hermetic text known as the Kabbalion, one principle rises above all others. The all is mind, the universe is mental. This is not poetic metaphor, it is the core blueprint of existence according to Hermeticism. In the temples of ancient Egypt, initiates were taught that everything begins in the realm of thought. The gods themselves were said to create not with hands but with intention. The spoken word, or Heka, was believed to carry the power of manifestation, because speech was simply thought made sound. In these esoteric traditions, matter was not the origin of reality. It was the effect, not the cause. We find echoes of this same truth across the ancient world. In India, the sages of the Advaita Vedanta school taught that the world of forms, what we see, touch, and measure, is Maya, an illusion woven by the mind. Beneath this illusion lies Brahman, pure consciousness. The individual self, or Atman, was seen as a reflection of this cosmic mind, temporarily forgetting its own divinity in the dance of form and fragmentation. Even the teachings of the Buddha whisper this truth. All that we are is the result of what we have thought. The mind is everything. What we think, we become. And in the East, the Taoist sages observed how the unseen governs the seen, the subtle shapes the solid, and the void gives birth to the 10,000 things. Their wisdom reminds us that power lies not in the tangible, but in the invisible essence behind it. Fast forward to the Western mystical traditions. Kabbalists speak of Ein Sof, the infinite, unknowable mind from which the tree of life emerges. Gnostic teachings, often buried and demonized, describe the material world as a projection of mind, filtered through layers of consciousness and illusion. And in more recent times, even quantum physicists have begun to echo what mystics have long known. The observer and the observed are deeply entangled. Consciousness influences reality. Reality is not fixed, it is responsive. But what do all these traditions point to? They each hold a piece of the same puzzle. That mind is not within the universe is within mind. And this changes everything. It shifts your role from spectator to sculptor. It reframes your thoughts from fleeting, internal noise to the very tools of creation. You are not separate from the divine intelligence that formed the galaxies. You are a fragment of that mind, dreaming itself into form. Understanding the law of mentalism is not about adopting a belief. It's about awakening to a deeper level of reality that has always been present. It's about remembering what your soul already knows, that the world you walk through is the world you are constantly imagining into being. To grasp the law of mentalism, you must first let go of the illusion that your mind is confined to your brain, or that your thoughts are mere chemical sparks in a physical machine. In the Hermetic view, mind is not a product of matter. Matter is a product of mind. All form, all energy, all experience emerges from a single, infinite conscious source often called the All. This All is not a deity in the sky or a figure on a throne. It is pure mind, eternal, boundless, formless, and you are not separate from it. You are a wave upon its ocean. Picture this. You are standing at the edge of a still lake. You drop a stone into the water, and ripples expand outward. Those ripples are the reality you experience. Your relationships, your work, your body, your environment. But the stone? That's your thought, your belief, your intention. The law of mentalism teaches that every ripple in your life began with a stone you dropped, consciously or unconsciously, into the infinite lake of mind. This is why every experience you've ever had began not with action, but with thought. Not with a circumstance, but with a vibration of consciousness. And here lies the profound truth. Your thoughts are not passive. They are creative forces. Every thought is like a brushstroke painting the canvas of your reality. The mind, when directed with focus and emotion, becomes an architect, and the universe obediently responds like clay in the hands of a sculptor. You may have heard phrases like, "Your thoughts create your reality," repeated so often that they've lost their impact. But this idea originates from deep metaphysical roots. Mentalism is not just about positive thinking or visualization. It's about understanding that the structure of reality itself is mental in nature, that everything from a tree to a thunderstorm, from a symphony to a heartbreak, is a manifestation of patterns within the mind. Let's look at a simple example. You wake up and before your feet touch the floor you think, "This is going to be a terrible day." That single thought activates a vibration, a frequency. As the day unfolds, your mind begins filtering your experience to match that belief. You notice what goes wrong. You anticipate setbacks. You unconsciously make choices that confirm your expectation. In a very real sense, you have summoned that reality into being, not because the day itself was cursed, but because you mentally shaped it to be. Now reverse the thought. Today I expect beauty. I expect clarity. I expect alignment. The shift isn't just emotional, it's vibrational. And vibration is the language of the universe. When your inner frequency changes, your outer world starts responding in kind. Opportunities feel closer. Challenges feel lighter. Synchronicities emerge where there was once struggle. But here is where it gets deeper. According to the law of mentalism, this isn't a magic trick. It's a universal law, operating whether you believe in it or not. Like gravity, it doesn't require your permission, it simply is. And just as a pilot learns to use the laws of aerodynamics to fly, the awakened individual learns to use the laws of mind to consciously shape their life. In the next section, we'll explore the nuances of this principle, how collective consciousness plays a role, how beliefs become blueprints, and how the mental plane interacts with the emotional and physical realms. The journey into mentalism is not about control, it's about awareness. And with awareness comes liberation. To go deeper into the law of mentalism, we must begin to unravel the layers that exist within the mind itself. Mind is not a flat surface. It is a multidimensional field. Thoughts are only the surface ripples. Beneath them lie beliefs and beneath beliefs, core archetypes, and programs that have been encoded into us by culture, family, past experiences, and even ancestral or karmic memory. These inner patterns function like software, running in the background, quietly instructing the universe on what to manifest in our lives. According to esoteric traditions, the human experience is shaped through three planes: the mental, the emotional, and the physical. Mentalism teaches that the mental plane is the architect, the emotional plane is the energy source, and the physical plane is the structure that takes shape. This is why merely thinking something is not enough. Your thought must be charged with emotion to become truly magnetic. It is the union of clear thought and heartfelt feeling that births a new reality into being. Think of it like this: the mind is the blueprint, the heart is the electric current, and the body is the 3D printer. If you want to create lasting change in your life, it's not enough to wish. You must believe. You must feel it in your bones, see it in your mind's eye, and hold that vision with unwavering clarity. The universe doesn't respond to vague intention. It responds to clarity and consistency. But here's where things become even more profound. The law of mentalism doesn't just apply to individual consciousness, it operates at the collective level. Humanity as a whole is dreaming this reality together. Wars, pandemics, cultural shifts, these are not just random events. They are manifestations of collective thought forms, built over time by generations of fear, hope, trauma, and desire. This means that when enough people shift their perception, the world changes. Paradigms collapse. New possibilities arise. This is not speculation, it is history. Every revolution began as a thought. The Hermetic sages understood that thoughts are not confined to the thinker. They are vibrational frequencies, sent out like radio signals. And just like tuning a dial, you attract what matches your frequency. If you think in terms of scarcity, you tune into scarcity. If you think in terms of abundance, you align with abundance. And this tuning doesn't just affect money or success. It reaches into your health, your relationships, your spiritual growth. And yet there is a trap here, one that many seekers fall into. They begin to believe that everything in their life is solely their fault, that every misfortune is the result of a wrong thought. But mentalism is not about blame. It's about power. Yes, your mind shapes your reality, but you are also shaped by the collective field you were born into. The task is not to judge yourself, but to awaken, to observe your inner world with courage, to question your unconscious beliefs, and to gently, persistently, rewire your inner frequency. The ancients knew that mastery of the mind was the beginning of true freedom, and they left us techniques, rituals, and teachings not to control reality but to align with it, to stop reacting blindly and begin responding consciously. Because once you understand the mind is the matrix behind matter, every limitation becomes a doorway. Every challenge becomes a message. Every moment becomes a choice point between sleeping and awakening. In the next section, we will leave the realm of theory and enter the realm of practice. How do you actually apply this knowledge? How do you begin shifting your thoughts, your energy, and your outcomes in daily life? The law of mentalism is not just to be studied, it is to be lived. Knowing that the universe is mental is like holding a sacred map. But a map means little unless you walk the path. To apply the law of mentalism is to become aware, deliberately present, and actively engaged in the process of shaping your inner world. This is not about controlling every thought or suppressing emotion. It's about stepping into the role of the observer, the silent architect behind the veil. Start with the most essential shift. Recognize that every thought is a cause. Every reaction, judgment, dream, fear, and belief plants a seed. So the question becomes, what are you planting? And are you tending that inner garden consciously? One of the most powerful practices is the morning mental blueprint. Before the day begins, before your energy is scattered by notifications and noise, sit in stillness, close your eyes, breathe, and craft your inner weather. Speak inwardly, or write down how you choose to experience the day. Not what you expect from the world, but what you expect from yourself. Say, today, I walk with clarity. I am grounded in peace. I trust the unfolding. These aren't affirmations. They are instructions to the universal mind, sent from a co-creator who knows their place in the design. Then comes the next layer, emotional alignment. You must feel your chosen reality as if it already exists. The mind sends the signal. The heart fuels it. If you say, I am abundant but feel anxiety, the vibration is split. So focus on aligning the thought with the feeling. Use breath, visualization, music, or movement to help you embody the state you wish to live in. When thought and emotion merge, manifestation accelerates. Another technique rooted in Hermetic practice is mental transmutation. When a negative thought arises, and it will, do not resist it. Observe it. Thank it. Then consciously shift it. If you think I can't do this, follow it with, that is an old belief. I now choose to know I am capable. This is not delusion. It is mental alchemy, transmuting fear into faith, doubt into certainty, inertia into momentum. And remember the power of repetition. The mind is like a river. To redirect it, you must dig a new channel and let fresh waters flow daily. Neural pathways are not changed overnight, but consistent thought patterns reshape your inner architecture, and soon your outer world begins to mirror the shift. Lastly, guard the gates of your mind. Be mindful of the stories you consume, the language you use, the environments you inhabit. Every input leaves an imprint. Choose books, conversations, sounds, and symbols that elevate your frequency. Mentalism means that what you dwell on, you become. The universe as mind is not some distant force. It is intimate, responsive, listening. And the moment you begin to speak its language, not with words, but with conscious thought and feeling, you awaken the latent power within. You move from victim to creator, from sleepwalker to dream shaper. In the final section, we will tie all of this together. A final reflection, a call to remember who you truly are. Now that the veil has been lifted, and you've glimpsed the hidden architecture behind reality, the question is no longer whether the universe responds to your mind, but how consciously you choose to engage with it. The law of mentalism is not a belief to be debated, but a force to be experienced. It is the current beneath the river, the silent breath behind every thought, the invisible pulse of creation itself, and it has always been with you. You are not a spectator of this world. You are a weaver, a dreamer, a creator walking through a landscape sculpted by your own consciousness. Your thoughts are not small. They echo into the field of the infinite. Every intention is a signal, every belief a seed, every emotion a catalyst. To walk with awareness of this law is to reclaim the forgotten throne within your own mind, and with it, the authority to shape your reality with precision, grace, and purpose. So as you move forward, carry this knowing not as a concept, but as a lived experience. Begin your day as the artist of the unseen. Speak with clarity, think with intention, feel with alignment, and most of all, trust that the universe is not working against you. It is mirroring you. It always has been. If there is one truth to take with you, let it be this: you are not inside the universe. The universe is inside you, and now that you know this, you can never unknow it. The power is yours. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to reflect, rewatch, journal, share it with someone ready to awaken. The more minds that remember their true nature, the more the world begins to shift, not through force, but through consciousness. And that is the real revolution.